Hi, and welcome back to Cooking with Jat. For today's episode, we did a poll of what I should cook next, and there were three choices: red curry Thai chicken, my signature burger, my cheeseburger, and also teriyaki salmon. And the verdict is in for what you want me to cook today, and it's a resounding 28 votes for teriyaki lux, teriyaki salmon. Cheeseburger got 14 votes and Thai curry got 13. We'll do the salmon today with, by the way, an Asian sweet potato mash, and then we'll do the cheeseburger and the Thai dish in the future episodes. Before we begin, I just want to say that I got this recipe for teriyaki salmon with the sweet potato mash from a great Hamburg chef who has a YouTube channel, which is Stefan Hensler. And without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay, let's begin with the sweet potato mash. I have 3 peeled sweet potatoes that I'm just going to cut up like so, just into chunks. Nothing fancy, just like that. Okay, and you just put them in your pot. It's a lot of sweet potato. It's because I had 3 remaining. Let's take just about half of a chili. The recipe calls actually for the entire chili, but I'm just going to go with half because I'm always a little bit careful. Cut that up. I'm also not going to use the seeds. Just going to dice this. Okay, we decided to cut up the entire chili. I guess you call it a pepperoni. Actually, I'm going to use this tool again to go in there. Take a relatively small red onion. Also dice this one as such. I have a new knife, so it goes to the onion like butter. Okay, your onion goes in there as well. And then finally, about a thumbnail of ginger. Maybe not all this much. Just grate this in there. This is the Asian style. And a generous portion of salt. Good few pinches. Let's say that's about, half a teaspoon. And then you add your coconut milk. Now, I have 1 tin of coconut milk. This is 400 milliliters. Normally, the recipe calls for 2 medium-sized sweet potatoes for 200 milliliters. Now, you might ask yourself, where's the water? Well, the water is in the potato. And as you'll see, when this cooks, there's a lot of moisture in the potato, and it will combine well with the still somewhat thick coconut milk. So you put that in there. So as you can see, this is where the moisture has come. It's already, you can see that, and we've brought it to a boil. Now you reduce the heat, bring it down to about medium heat. I'm going to go 6.5 and just let that simmer now for between 15 and 20 minutes. As you can see, all of the moisture, all the water came out from the sweet potatoes. And now they're soft enough so we can mash them. And I had my setting at about 6, which is medium-high heat. Take it off the stove, I guess you would call it. Put it here. I have a masher. So I'm going to mash this. Make sure you've got everything in there, no big pieces anymore. Just put in a little bit of butter here. Thicken it a bit. The next step is some lime. You take some lime peel, grate some lime peel in there, is what he recommends. Always making sure that you don't go too deep because the white part is bitter. Just staying on the surface. Just a few grates, I guess you could say. And then cut your lime in half and then in quarters. I'm just going to do a quarter of lime juice. Well, no, actually I'll do I'll do a half. Mix that in there. Then, to counteract the sour dimension, I put in a little bit of brown sugar. This is light brown sugar. Just put that in there. Mix it around. Even before I added the lime and the brown sugar, it tasted great, I tell you. And then for extra consistency, I have 70 grams of chopped walnuts, which I just put in there. I've taken Hensler's recipe and I've kind of made it my own. Walnuts are always a good idea, and they go great with sweet potatoes. Is that good? I have 2 pieces of salmon here with the skin on it. They're about 130 grams each, 2 small pieces. Take your salt and pepper. Now, some salt on both sides, also on the edges here. Pepper. Then I also like to put a little bit of a crust on them with flour. Make sure that the excess flour is... Be careful, be gentle with your lox pieces, with your salmon pieces. It's ready to go too. 2 of them, okay. Get your pan fired up on high heat. Put in some olive oil, like so. And then we're going to wait for it to get nice and hot. And as you know, I have that temperature gun, so I can already see where I am. Okay, oh, we're ready to go. 165 Celsius. Just turn that down a bit. Now, when you put in your salmon, if you have skin on the top first, like so. Actually, go back up again, just like so. And we're going to brown it on one side for at least 3 minutes, or until I see a little bit of coloration here, and then we're going to turn it over. Okay, our salmon has been cooking on one side for 3 minutes. Turn it around, see that? That's what you want, exactly that. That nice color. And we're going to give this now 2 minutes, and then we're going to add our teriyaki sauce to finish our salmon. And I'm going to finish this up the last minute by having my teriyaki sauce in here. Okay, I'm going to take it off the heat. You might want to make sure you still have a little bit of liquid. Okay. Arranging the plates. Very nice. That's what we want. Beautiful. I'll just heat it up just a little bit. Okay. And this piece. You do want it to caramelize a bit, but you have to be careful that it doesn't caramelize too much, because then it'll become like thick as a brick and you can't get it off. So just going to finish up by just adding a little bit of sauce here. Whoops. Clean that up in a second. This is also optional. You can add a few scallions that I've cut up, like so, for just a little bit of color. Looks very nice. And since this is nice and warm and we're very hungry, we're going to indulge and eat now, and we'll get back to you in just a second. As you saw, that was just so delicious. It's no wonder that it was twice as popular as my cheeseburger, according to my poll. So cheers to all of you who picked teriyaki salmon. If you do it, please let me know, and I'm available for all questions, tips, whatever you need. So cheers. Thanks for giving me a thumbs up on the channel. for subscribing if you haven't, and also for recommending it to others who may be very interested in seeing what I cook here at Cooking with Jack. And as a final gesture, here's a toast to Jacques Pepin. Happy cooking! Anke, of course, reminded me that there has to be all of it used. Okay, now comes the salmon part, or in German Lachs. Sometimes I say Lachs by accident because, as the Germans say, ich bin so ein Kartoffel geworden, which means I become so German.